Let us start with the previous concept, that is functions. As you know, function is nothing but a subprogram or a task that can be used to perform a specific activity or a particular activity. Functions can be divided into two categories: user-defined functions and system-defined functions or predefined functions. And based upon their calling nature, we can have a function with no arguments, no return type, function with arguments, no return type, function with no return type and no argument, function with arguments and return type too. Basically, we have four categories of functions. Let us start with one example program of a function. I want to perform addition of two numbers using functions. Got it? See, here there is a main integer main. I'm declaring two variables a and b. I'm asking printf \n enter two numbers. You have to read it. Scanf %d %d ampersand a and ampersand b. If it is a normal program, we can directly write c is equal to a plus b by declaring the variable called c and print. But what I'm doing here, I'm doing with functions. That's why I'm using a function called add a comma b. Add a comma b. As you know, this is called as a function call. What you call? Function call. There is no return type for that function call. Add integer. How many arguments are there? 2. That's why here I'm taking integer x, integer y. Here we have two arguments. I am also defining, in the case of function definition, two variables. What it means, a value will be copied onto x and b value will be copied onto y. Here I'm defining another variable, what you call sum. Sum is equal to x plus y. X and y will be added in the case of sum. X and y. Sum is equal to x and y. Here I am printing printf \n sum value is equal to %d, that is sum, and this is a function clause. I told you calling function and called function. Calling function and called function. And see, these are local variable. This is called a local variable. This variable may not reflect in another variables because every function has its own variable called a local variable. A and B are the variables. Printf statement, scanf, enter any two numbers a and b. This particular part is said to be a function call. This is called a function call. Function call means whenever there exists a call, automatically control transfer to that location. Whenever this function call occurs, control transfer to this location, executes all the statements there, and then control return back to the next statement. Next statement. Okay. This is a program for finding sum of two numbers. What is that? Sum of two numbers. Let us execute this program in the compiler. Say this. If possible, try to use C compiler, Turbo C compiler, which can provide you very easy to interact, and also all programs are executed properly. Here I am taking A comma B. I am entering a statement, what you call output statement. Enter any two numbers. You have to read it in the terms of scanf %d, %d and %d, ampersand A and ampersand B. This is. Then I'm going to define a function A comma B. I told you A comma B are the parameters or arguments to be supplied. Here there is a function called add. I'm taking integer x, integer y. Here I'm taking integer sum. Sum is equal to x plus y. I told you A value will be copied onto x, B value will be copied onto y. Sum is equal to x plus y. Printf \n. Some value is %d. What is the output? Sum. That's it. When you execute the program, it displays. I told you. Here, the first program, any C program starts its execution from main function. Then it asks the user to enter two numbers. You have to read it, two numbers, that is 10 and 20. 10 and 20. Here, whenever there exists a function call, automatically control transfer to this location. Okay. And executing all the statements there, and output will be printed. For example, if there is no return value, which means that there is no return value, which means that this is a void. If you are going to write such kind of activities, you have to use a mechanism, what you call function prototype declaration. How many arguments are available? Two arguments. There is no need to mention those variables. The first thing, function prototype declaration before the main function. And then this is a function call. And this is a function called void add. Void means there is no return value. What is that? There is no return. This is actual process. Function prototype declaration, function calling, and function definition, function body. Enter any two numbers, 20 and 30, you will get the output, what you call 50. Sir, is there any chance of, see, if you are returning, if this is an example of a function, any other alternative? Yes, we have number of alternatives too. See, I want to write the same program where our output must be printed in the main function rather than the sub function. Here, see, integer, there is a main function. I told you, you have to define the function, declare the function with two arguments before the main function. This is a function prototype declaration. There is a main function, integer A, B, for example, sum. Printf, this is the same program with some small variation. You enter A and B values. You have to read it. Scanf %d, %d, ampersand A, and ampersand B. What is that? Ampersand A, ampersand B. Here, there exists a function call. What is that function? Integer. Add is the function integer x, integer y. you have to mention the variables here. Here, what I'm doing is simply here my function call sum is equal to add of a comma b. There is a small difference. Sum is equal to add of a comma b. What is this? This is a function call. Whenever a function call occurs, control transfer to that location, executing, then return back. But here, sum is equal to add means, which means that there is a return value. For example, here I'm taking, for example, integer yes. Yes is equal to x plus y. I am using a return statement called return yes. What happens? Instead of printing in the function, I am returning the value of yes. What is yes? X plus y. X and y values are added. What is x and y value? The values of a and b. A will be copied onto x, b will be copied onto y, and s is equal to x plus y. Value of x and y are added and returning the value called addition. Printf sum value is equal to percentage d, that is sum, return 0. So you can write the same program in number of ways. See this is the perfect example. In the previous example, this is an example of a program with a function with no return type but arguments. Is it the function is having any return type here? No. But arguments are available. A and B are arguments. In this case, this is a function. This is a function. This function includes a return type and arguments. This is a perfect example for a function with a return type and arguments too. Next. In this case, the same sum is equal to add of a comma b. It performs everything. And there is a statement called a return yes. That value will be copied onto sum. Here we are going to print the value called integer sum. We have another option also. Directly, rather than writing sum here, directly sum values percentage d, you may write by removing some variable. Sum value is equal to percentage d. You can directly write a function add of a comma b, which means that whatever the information that is executed or written by that function will be printed in the case of this integer. Let us see its execution once. So what I'm taking, first you have to declare the function, which means that we are instructing the compiler or defining the compiler to, I'm going to have a function with the name add. This function contains two arguments. Here I'm taking another variable called sum. Sum is equal to add of a comma b, addition of. After that, whenever we have a written statement, we can print the value in the main function itself. Sum value is percentage d. Sum value is percentage d, what you call sum. What is the return type here? Here the return type is integer. You may use any variable. For reducing your confusion, I'm using s here, or you can use the same. Instead of printf, what we have? Return. Return of what? Yes. Enter two numbers 30 and 50, you will get 80. Got the difference? And one more point is, I am removing, in the same way, I am removing some variable, and instead of that, I am using add of A, comma, B. Directly writing, rather than defining another variable, directly I'm writing add of A, comma, B. Enter any two numbers, 40 and 50. What you call 90. See, got the difference? The same program can be executed in any number of ways. That is your wish. You can write your program any number of ways. That is your wish. Whatever the way you like. Without having any kind of return type you can write, or using return type, you can print everything in the function, or you can print everything in the terms of main function, whatever it is, everything. That is our wish. So basically, we have 4 types of functions. What are they? Number 1, a function with no arguments, no return type. A function with arguments and return type. A function with all arguments and return types too. Basically, we have 4 types of functions. Let us go through one more example. See, I want to find the factorial of a given number. Very, very important question using functions. As you know, factorial. What is a factorial? I told you in the previous sessions, factorial. If you give 4 into 3 into 2 into 1, that is equal to 24. If it is 5 factorial, 120. First, I am writing, in order to revise, I am writing the normal program first. Integer, main. I am taking a variable n factorial. Even 0 factorial is also 1. That's why I'm taking I is equal to 1, f is equal to 1. Printf, enter any number, You have to read it. Scanf, %d, %n. You may use while loop, do while loop, or for loop, whatever you want. After completion of that, factorial is equal to %d. What will be stored? Factorial, written 0. I is less than or equal to n. F is equal to f into I. I will be incremented by 1, I plus plus. Got it? I told you earlier, this program for finding the factorial of a given. I want to do the same program, but the result is same. I want to do the same program using functions. How? Let us see. Integer, there is a main function. Integer, n, printf, enter any number or enter n value. You have to read it. Scanf, %d, %n. Here I am defining fact of n. Everything will be executed in the function itself. Here there is no return value. Here directly I'm writing fact of integer. You can take n or you may take another variable also, m. Integer I is equal to 1, f is equal to 1. Everything is common. While I is less than or equal to m, actually n will be copied onto m. F is equal to f into I value will be incremented. Here, there is no return value to, for example, if you have a return, you may return the value what? F. Factorial is equal to percentage D, what you call F. That's it. See, if you are going to write something in the terms of, return, what happens here? You need to take one more variable or you have to use a return type, what you call integer something. Let us execute this program. I will give you in all the possibilities so that you can write anything, whatever you want. Integer n, printf, enter n value or any number. You have to read it, scanf, percentage d, ampersand n. Here I'm calling a function, what you call factorial function, fact of n. Fact of integer m. If you want to keep n, you can keep, no problem at all. And here I'm taking I is equal to 1, f is equal to 1. You are taking while loop, I is less than or equal to m. If you take only less than, if you enter 5 factorial, you will get the result only for 4 factorial. I told you tracing earlier. F is equal to f into I value will be incremented. After that, you have to print the value. Printf \n factorial value is percentage D. What is that variable? F. If I execute that program, if I give 4, the factorial value is 24. The factorial value is 24. Got it? I'm going to change the same program into another aspect. I told you, you have to use either void or anything in terms of function prototype declaration, function declaration. Here I'm using integer. That's why I may take another variable called fact. Here or f, you may take f, not fact, because fa. Function name and variable name should not be same. Fa is equal to fact of n. Printf \n. Factorial value is percentage D fa. Or you may directly write fact of n here. What is the return type? Integer fact. Okay. Instead of printing this, what I'm doing? Return. What is the variable? F. Everything is same. Everything is same. Based upon your convenience, based upon your requirement, you can change. Enter any number, 5. What is the factorial of a 5? 120. 1 into 2 into 3 into 4 into 5. That is equal to 120. If I take only I is less than m, what happens if you give 5? You will get factorial only for 4. because I is less than n, less than or equal to. Here the thing is less than or equal to. Or you may delete this variable and delete this call, and you can use directly fact of, you can write the function call directly here. No problem. 5, you will get the same answer. So by using functions, you had to change, you had to convert all the programs what we have completed earlier. Every program, all the programs need to be converted into functions. That's why I clearly written, this is the program, what you call normal program, but I require this program will be converted into functions. This is the program to be converted into functions. You may take anything, anything. For example, we go for one more program. I want to find sum of digits of a given number using functions. Okay, sum of digits of a given number. See, if you want to print everything in the function, I'm using sumd or sumdis, sum of digits. We require a number. That's why this is a function declaration. There is no return value. That's why I told you void. If you want to return something that is to be printed in the main, you may use integer. Integer, there is a main function. Here we require only a number n. Printf, enter any number. Enter any number. You have to read it. Scanf %d %n. Here I'm calling a function sumd. What is that? Sumd, sum digits. And here return 0. Okay. Now void, no return value. Sum digit of integer. I told you anything you can take. In order to find the sum value, I require return, what you call reminder, and sum its value. Its value will be 0. Okay. While m is greater than 0, reminder is equal to m %10. What it means? We can get the last digit. That will be added to the sum. Sum is equal to sum plus r. Later, m is equal to m by 10. Here I am printing printf sum of digits is equal to sum of digits of a given number is equal to %d. What is the result value? Sum. That's it. For example, if you want to print this sum value in the main function, what we have to change? You have to change integer from void, integer instead of void. Then you have to write either print statement or take another variable for calling that function, what you call printf. Sum of digits of a given number is %d. Then let us execute this program once. See, very simple programs. You have to concentrate and you have to practice. The main thing is, see, if you understood, I told you number of times, if you perfect with C, you can learn anything, even Python, Java, everything is very easy. Function prototype declaration void, there is a function what you call sum desert, what we require integer variable. Here I'm defining a number, we require a number. Printf enter any number. You have to read it, scanf %d %n. Here I'm calling the function sum desert with the parameter n. Automatically function will be called void sum desert integer n. See, whatever the argument n, it is called as actual arguments, m is formal argument. Here I am taking reminder r, sum is equal to 0. While this is the normal program, while n is greater than 0, what we are doing, m is not n, period. M is greater than 0, R is equal to m %10. Sum is equal to sum plus what? A reminder will be added. M is equal to m by 10. After that, what we have to do? We have to print the program, print the output. Because no written value, that's why I'm printing in the function itself. Sum of digits of a given number is %d. What is that? This is the variable called. That's it. Enter any number 123. Sum of digits of a given number is 6. Sum of digits of a given number is 6. Okay, that's all.